Good afternoon. My name is Virgil Beersel. I'm running for the United States Senate to replace Senator Cornyn and against Attorney General Ken Paxton. I want to discuss something that's really troubling right now. Yesterday, I put out a tweet, and I'll pull it up here for you, saying, I am not against people from India or people from China. And yes, having been out of work for 22 years, I understand the anger at India. But I want to try and explain this to you, if I can. So let's pull up that tweet. As you can see here, I'll just pause your screen and you can read it. I explain that we need immigrants. We need good people to help build America and make America better. We need that. Pissed a lot of people off when I said that yesterday, but that's okay. I don't really give a damn. If that means I lose all support, that means I lose all support because I'm going to do what's right for America and its citizens. Now, if you're asking me if I'm against the H-1B program, you're damn right. We're going to end it, period. If I get elected on day one, you will hear nothing but end non-immigrant guest worker visas, period. Anyway, I'll let you read this. You can pause your screen, go down there. There's the rest of it right there. So far, it's had 6,000 views in, what, one day. A lot of people are upset about it. That's okay. I understand their anger. I do. And it's not only that the Americans are bad, that's racism, it's the Indians too. I understand their anger at the people from India. We've got good and bad people on both sides. So let's pull that up. Put my ugly mug back in there, and I want to show you here. This is how you get hold of me. This is my Senate website. Go to vbsenate.com. My name is Virgil Beersel. You need to remember that. They call me the jobs guy because that's all I do is I research jobs and I talk about jobs and all this. I know the jobs number better than anybody out there. Of course, you won't hear Stephen Moore that President Trump relies on admit that. You won't hear E.J. Anthony admit that. But trust me, I know these jobs pretty damn well. I know why you can't find a job. I understand exactly why you can't find a job. I know how to get you jobs. But I got to get in the Senate first. And if you don't want to support me because of the fact that I am for immigrants, so be it. That doesn't really bother me. Now, if you ask me if I'm against the racism of India, the nepotism and the caste and all that stuff that is preventing Americans from getting hired in America, you're damn right. I'm going to end that. Have no doubt in your mind about that. Folks, to help you get back to work as an American, we need certain people on our side. You need to understand that. There's some idiots out there in America. There's some dumbass idiots that don't understand how things work in the world. It doesn't matter if you're in America or any other country. And I'm not a politician. I actually have no zero interest in being a politician or a senator. But I want to see people like myself never go without jobs again. And I want to make sure that people have got the skills to get good paying jobs, and not be swept under the carpet like they are right now. So I understand all this stuff. I want to show you. Here's the first example. There's certain type of people, especially in certain positions, that we need on our side. Now here's one of them. Her name's, and I'm not even sure how to pronounce it. I'm going to say Harmet Dillon. She is the Assistant Attorney General of America. She's from India. And to be honest, I had my doubts about her too until I saw her on Tucker Carlson and heard her story. I'm 100% behind this lady right now, and you need to be 100% behind her if you want to end the H-1B scam. She right now is running a deal where you can submit your discrimination complaints and she will take them to the Attorney General. And you damn dumbasses out there like this lackadaisical luster say stupid shit like stay in India, we don't want your balding heads and street poop here. What kind of shit is that to say to a lady, first of all? Get your head out of your ass. If that's all you got is anonymous crap of an ankle biter, get off of here. Let the adults in the room talk. This lady needs our help and she needs our support. And we're not going to win unless we have people like her on our side. The same thing of that Kash Patel guy. I don't know his exact position, but he's no different than Dan Bongino. A lot of you guys will support Dan, but you won't support Kash. Why? Because Kash is an Indian. Enough of your bullshit. I understand your anger at the Indian people because they're just as bad or worse. But not everybody is bad. And we need to win this war unless you want to be living under these goddamn rocks out in the jungle. Because that's basically what's happening. Americans are being discriminated against. You got a damn number one place to send your discrimination complaints. And what are you doing with it? You're pissing the lady off. What kind of shit is that? She says muted bigot. I don't blame her. I'd call him worse than that, but that's me. She apparently deals with it daily. And you can see what I said. I said agreed. It needs to end for Americans who are from other countries, like her, or Kash Patel, or a guy named Abraham George, I think is his name. It needs to end. Different feeling on those discriminating against Americans. You see what I say there? There's a lot of Indians that need to be driven from America. They discriminate against you. They use nepotism, caste. They do all kinds of nasty shit. But the thing is, we all need each other. We all want to go back to work as Americans in America. I want to tell you, it just doesn't happen to low levels like this lackadaisical luster. He's probably a low life. I don't really give a damn. It happens at all levels. It happens in politics. Over the weekend, the Young Republicans of Texas, I believe that's their name, put out a deal that says they will only support candidates that are opposed to H-1B program. I 100% support that. Next day, I write a email to all of the GOP people in Texas. Must have been 1,000 of them, maybe 500. I don't know exactly how many, but there was a bunch. Day after that, this Abraham George, who I've never met, never talked to, don't know anything about, comes out and says the H-1B program must end in Texas. 100% support that. We need people. Oh, but he's Indian. So what the hell is wrong with that? If he's American, he's American. And then you get some guy, I think his name was Beau French. He's up in the Tarrant County GOP. I guess he's the head dog or whatever. He's talking some stupid ass shit like it's lackadaisical luster. We don't need that shit in America. We don't need it in Texas. We need adults in a room who are respectful of other adults. If they're good people, they're good people. If they're bad people, we'll treat them like bad people and get rid of them. But we need adults in the room. So anyway, I cornered the Young Republicans because they apparently endorsed Attorney General Ken Paxton. Yeah, Ken, I couldn't miss this opportunity. They endorsed him. Of course, it was before they said that you had to oppose the H-1B. Well, Ken Paxton will not come out on record and say he opposes it, and I fight him because the state of Texas is using taxpayer money to hire H-1B non-immigrant guest workers, which deprives Texans of jobs. First of all, it's wrong using Texas taxpayer money to hire people that are not from Texas or America. Why in God's green earth would you even do that? All those managers, like the controller's office and all them other ones, the attorney generals and the Governor Abbott's office and all that, they ought to hang their head in shame. But this ain't about that right now. This is about the H-1B. And it's the only reason I mention it because the H-1B is depriving Texans of jobs. We need people like Harmeet Dillon, however you say her name. We need her. We need Cash Patel. We need J.D. Vance's wife. She's Indian. So what? Who gives a goddamn? If they're good people, they're good people. If they're not, well then we'll get rid of them. But let's determine what they are first. You know, there's some of these people like this lackadaisical Lester. I just soon send them to North Korea. I want good people in America who will work together to put Americans first. I pissed a lot of people off this weekend when I said I think I ought to send this email to the Democrats. Now, if we're not willing to work with the Democrats, how in the hell are we going to ever fix things? Now, I realize they might not want to work with us, and that's fine. Give them the option. If they say no, well, say thank you. We'll be on our way, and we're going to do what's good for Texas and Americans. Anyway, enough of my rant. But this is the stupidest, childish shit I've ever seen in my life. For those looking, let's get back. VBSenate.com. Virgil Bristol's my name. Folks, we can beat Cornyn and Paxton, but we need to get $1 million. That doesn't have to come from Texas. That could be 1 million people across America. Hell, I don't care if you're in India. Well, I don't know if that's legal or not, but let's just say it is. I need 1 million people to put up $1 each. That way we can put the fear of God into the GOP, Cornyn, and Paxton. And maybe even have it. Because I am going to fight this H-1B scam. Now in Texas, it's probably going to take 2 million people to win that election. I figure Cornyn and Paxton are good for $1 million each. So leaves nothing for nobody else. So I want you to think about it. If I was to get 1.5 million Texans, that would upset Cornyn and Paxton. You need to think about that. We can do this. We can put Americans first. But we got to put our goddamn decency back on. Okay? Be decent people. Otherwise, you're not worth representing. Thank you. Goodbye.